Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening, everyone. First tonight, a landmark trial has begun into the cause of the 2013 Denali bushfires. More than 400 affected residents are alleging a campfire lit by a Fawcett resident caused the incident, but her counsel told the court another blaze was responsible.
It was a date the Tasman Peninsula will never forget. January 2013, Denali and surrounding regions devastated by bushfires, destroying 193 properties. Today, more than 400 affected residents were represented before the Hobart Supreme Court, arguing Melissa Jane Barrett was responsible. Counsel Lachlan Armstrong told the court on December 28, 2012, Ms Barrett's partner lit a fire in a tree stump at her Fawcett property, saying the couple attempted to extinguish the fire. He continued, on New Year's Day 2013, Ms Barrett noticed steam coming from the ground near the stump, and underground smouldering around that spot ignited on January 3, arguing she failed in her duty of care by allowing the fire to be lit, saying it's not just common sense but also Tasmanian law, and she should have further investigated the steam, stating steam screams heat. Opening for the defendant, Ken Reid argued the Tasmania Fire Service responded to hundreds of fires in that time, with its workload being extreme. He told the court they would provide evidence showing a fire on Anala Road near the property was the one that caused the blaze, alleging this idea was never investigated by the fire service. The case will continue away from the court tomorrow, with Justice Escourt to visit some of the sites connected to the beginning of the blaze. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
The man accused of murdering a 24-year-old Riverside man has faced the Launceston Supreme Court. Jack Harrison Vincent Sadler, who has previously pleaded not guilty to the 2018 murder of Jake Anderson Bretner, appeared via video link. His trial is set to begin next Tuesday and he has been remanded in custody. The Liberal Party is hoping to power through the final week of election campaigning with a new hydro program, the centrepiece of its energy policy, while Labor is hoping to maintain the momentum of yesterday's leaders' debate, and the Greens have unveiled a plan for parks.
An 83-year-old power station with a rich history. The scheme here at Tarraleah could soon be decommissioned, the Liberals pledging to build a new power station in the town.
Grasping that opportunity with both hands to double the energy output here at Tarraleah from 110 megawatts to 220 megawatts.
Construction on the $700 million project would begin at the beginning of next year. Hydro Tasmania to foot the bill with an injection from the Commonwealth.
We will utilise the strength of Hydro's balance sheet, supported by some assistance from the Commonwealth and an underwriting support as well.
Out on the campaign trail, the Premier not deterred by the stinging result of yesterday's leaders' debate, which heavily favoured Rebecca White.
The only poll that I'm focused on is one on Saturday.
Labor's hoping to build on that momentum, backed in by the shadow Federal Health Minister.
She showed she's got the vision and she's got the energy to lead this state over the next 4 years.
What they're hearing is that this community here in Latrobe wants to see maternity services returned to the Mersey Community Hospital.
While the Liberal Party was installing on its infrastructure announcements, including 4 new 10-year strategic action plans for the Bass, Huon, Channel and Tasman highways.
$416.5 million is new funding for roads and infrastructure here in Tasmania.
Batting away questions over whether the state has the resources to undertake the work.
With proper planning and, the ability to be able to foresee a 10-year program, there'll be challenges, but they'll be good problems to have.
And at the summit of the picturesque Kunani Mount Wellington, the Greens unveiling their parks policy.
We would return the Parks and Wildlife Service to its core mission of protecting natural and cultural values.
To be included in a standalone environment department with its own minister, also committing to overhaul the expression of interest process for developments inside the state's national parks.
Normal, everyday Tasmanians have been excluded from how this process unfolds,
which is degrading wilderness and cultural values and alienating Tasmanians from their own public land.
Meg Sides, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmania's economy has been ranked the best performing in the country for a 5th quarter in a row. The state outperformed the rest of the nation in 3 economic indicators: dwelling starts, equipment investment and population growth. Tasmania was closely followed by the ACT, with WA jumping from 6th to 3rd position. As winter approaches, a new tourism strategy is encouraging visitors to embrace the chilly weather. The off-season campaign is one of Tourism Tasmania's largest, aimed at helping the sector in its post-COVID recovery. The plan will be launched nationally, hoping to transform the state into a must-see holiday hotspot for winter. West Coast Council Mayor Phil Vickers has resigned from the top job after 7 years in the role. Mayor Vickers will finish up this Friday. He's spent almost 40 years in local council, starting his career with the Lyell municipality as an admin officer. Hobart City Council has backed a decision to paint a local statue red to recognise the butchering of an Aboriginal at the hands of a European settler. Artist Alan Mansell says his artwork is about confronting viewers and righting the wrongs of the past.
Red paint to symbolise blood, a machete highlighting the butchering of an Aboriginal man, and the bone of a Tasmanian tiger run out by Europeans. The artwork, called Truth Telling, depicts the dismembering of Aboriginal King Billy at the hands of William Crowther. A controversial decision to transform the Hobart statue temporarily.
I don't care if there's negative feedback, because that's not what I'm about. I'm about my people getting recognition for what wrong's been done to them and still being done to them.
Hobart City Council backing the decision.
The commitment that we made is that we want to help better tell our history, to tell the truth of our history in Hobart, and this project is a really important part of that truth-telling process.
4 temporary artworks will be put in place, each for 3 months, to open up community discussions surrounding the future of the statue. The idea behind the artwork is to
feel uncomfortable about what's happened in the past, and now we've got to fix it.
Other councils across Tasmania enacting policies to ensure statues in the region reflect society's taste and values. In Devonport, artists must go through a rigorous application process.
Devonport's got a public art policy and guidelines, and we certainly have a public art committee that will then look at any applications to do public art.
Elizabeth O'Neill, 7 Tasmania News.
A Disney classic is taking to the stage in Launceston in one of the first school performances since the start of the pandemic. Students from St Pat's are changing into the colours of East High for the adaptation of High School Musical. Many of the performers grew up watching the noughties hit.
I just love the energy, and I love the dancing and the singing, and the high school culture is something that we can relate to as a cast as well.
So they were really excited when they found out that they were doing this show. I love a good corny classic, so that's what drew me close to it.
130 students are part of the show. Performances begin tomorrow night.
After kicking just 1 goal across 2 games last year, Tasmania's girls' NAB League side has risen to become a finalist this season. The Devils won 6 out of 8 games to qualify, and the coach says going all the way isn't out of the question. The reactions say it all. Saturday's results sealed a final spot which would have sounded like a pipe dream 12 months ago.
We sort of had some lofty goals that we sort of set out at the start of the year.
With a near full list to choose from, Coach Cameron Joyce has reason to believe the league's toughest opponents are within striking distance.
The 2 teams that obviously have beaten us in Oakley and Easton, we lost to Oakley by a goal and Easton by 11 points. So, we think we're more than competitive against everyone.
The first challenge, though, will be against the Greater Western Victoria Rebels in the first final this weekend. To hockey, Derwent is back on top of the table after a hard-fought 2-1 win over Canterbury. But conceding the late goal is a frustration for the Strikers.
It's a bit annoying we couldn't keep a clean sheet at the end. It's a pretty similar result in round 1 as well. So hopefully there's lots we can build on.
Claire Saltmarsh is charging Derwent's women's team up the table as well. The in-form veteran scored 7 goals in just 6 games.
I think the goal scoring comes from the team dynamics itself. We play fast, aggressive hockey, and we've really linked as a team.
The Launceston Tornadoes have landed a recruiting coup, picking up 4-time WNBL champion Kelsey Griffin. She fills a huge gap in the side this weekend. 6 players are out due to state team commitments. Torns captain Keely Froling pushed hard for her signature.
Spamming's maybe not the right word, but certainly throwing all of her Tasmania extravaganzas in my face about the amazing bushwalk she'd been going on, the wildlife.
The Alaskan-born 33-year-old won't be available every week, but the team is hoping to qualify her for finals. And overnight, the New Zealand Breakers electrified the Silverdome.
Saturday regardless. Brandon Paul sent packing by Will McDowell-White.
The Super SWAT stopped a building 36's comeback. Adelaide's man of the moment, Josh Giddey, made his first triple-double of the season, but he had everyone holding their breath for the wrong reason.
Not a good look.
He played out the game, but the Breakers couldn't be broken.
Here's Delaney spotting up all night long.
Winners in the end, 93-77.
Good evening. Temperatures in the high teens over most of the state today. Hobart and Launceston both 19. A fairly cool start for the northern centre though. 18 the maximum for Burnie and Devonport. Weather was hard to find around the state today. King and Flinders Islands both 17. St Helens 18. Lowhead 17. And for those at Strawn, Smithton, Swansea, Bushy Park, Ouse and Lyowini, don't worry, you did have weather today. It's just that I didn't know about it. Low-level cloud over the state today as showers fell over the west and far south. We know that much. Also a low pressure trough over northern Queensland is producing thunderstorms over a wide region there. Another cloud band evident over southern WA and South Australia. Tomorrow, the slow-moving high takes up residence over Victoria. Low pressure troughs over central Queensland and Western Australia. Northwesterly winds at just 10 to 15 knots over the north and east tomorrow, but as strong as 20 to 30 knots over southern waters, swells below 3 metres. A strong wind warning has been issued from southeast Cape to Low Rocky Point. Tomorrow, 19 degrees and partly cloudy for Hobart, Geeveston cloudy, 17 the top and 16 for Bothwell. Launceston expecting 18 and partly cloudy, Devonport 17, 18 for Cressy, all with that same sort of forecast. Partly cloudy as well for Burnie, 17 the top, 16 for Strawn with a light shower increasing. Curry cloudy and 16 degrees. St Helens partly cloudy, 18, 19 for Swansea and Orford. On Thursday, showers over the west and south, light showers extending to remaining districts at times as well. Fine on Friday apart from early light showers for the north and east. And on Saturday, a fine mostly sunny day, perfect weather for an election. 29 in Perth tomorrow, sunny in Adelaide and Melbourne, smoke haze over Sydney, a possible shower forecast for Brisbane. It's clear in Hobart and 15, Launceston 12 right now and clear in Devonport. Stop laughing at me, Kim. I know the hair is all messed up. That's why I was looking funny tonight. So leave me alone.
I will not comment on your hair, Murph, but that is your news for now. Oh, we all need to go home. It's been a long day. Thanks for joining us. Good night.